What if the curse haunting your bloodline isn't a supernatural punishment, but the accumulated weight of women who were silenced so thoroughly that their rage had nowhere to go but into the soil itself? In the Blackthorn Women, Jess Lourey delivers a generational saga that transforms the family secret trope into a visceral excavation of matrilineal trauma, proving that in lineages defined by survival, inheritance is never just property, it's the unprocessed grief of those who came before you. This isn't merely another atmospheric mystery with small-town secrets. It's a lush, psychologically precise narrative where every heirloom holds a confession, every whispered rumor carries ancestral memory, and healing requires confronting the women you've been taught to fear rather than honor. From the first wind-swept narration, listeners are immersed in a Minnesota landscape where the land remembers what records erased, making every moment of discovery feel like both reckoning and homecoming. Perfect for fans of multi-generational fiction and stories where the past is an active participant in the present, this audiobook serves up relentless emotional depth, authentic regional texture, and a protagonist whose journey from estranged daughter to lineage keeper resonates with anyone who's ever felt haunted by the silence between generations. When archivist Nora Blackthorn returns to her family's crumbling estate after her grandmother's death, she expects to catalog relics, not to uncover letters revealing that the mad women in her family tree were actually victims of systemic erasure whose truths were buried to protect male reputations. But as Nora navigates dusty attics and evasive relatives, she realizes this inheritance isn't about preserving history, it's about restoring voice to those who were denied it. Lourey masterfully avoids reducing Nora to detective or the Blackthorn women to tragic archetypes. Instead, she crafts a narrative where archival work becomes an act of devotion, where consent is negotiated with ghosts who demand witness over resolution, and where liberation requires honoring complexity over comfort. The audiobook narration amplifies this emotional precision, capturing Nora's disciplined detachment softening into fierce tenderness, while secondary voices shift subtly across decades, making every letter read aloud feel like resurrection. You don't just hear the mystery unfold, you feel the seismic shift of a woman learning that belonging isn't found in perfection, but in embracing the fractured whole. What elevates the Blackthorn Women beyond typical family sagas is its nuanced portrayal of matrilineal healing as collective labor rather than individual catharsis. Nora isn't merely solving puzzles, she's confronting how her own avoidance mirrored the very silences she seeks to break, challenging the notion that objectivity requires emotional distance. Her relationships evolve through acts of radical reciprocity, sharing silence with living elders whose memories contradict official narratives, setting boundaries that protect both research and relational repair, and defending her ancestors' humanity against descendants who mistake shame for loyalty. Supporting characters shine with uncomfortable authenticity, aunts whose gossip masks protective love, cousins navigating inherited guilt, even the estate itself rendered as living archive whose creaking floors hold echoes of laughter suppressed and resilience sustained. Every interaction reinforces the novel's core truth. In lineages shaped by erasure, remembering is resistance, and presence is the only true legacy. Even the archival mechanics serve thematic depth, with document restoration mirroring emotional integration, and marginalia becoming metaphors for voices relegated to the edges. For audiobook listeners, this production is an immersive sensory descent into ancestral intimacy. The narrator embodies Nora and her foremothers with remarkable distinction. Nora's voice carries steel wrapped in dawning reverence, while historical voices are rendered with period-appropriate cadence and emotional texture that honors their era without caricature. Sound design enhances atmosphere without overwhelming immersion. Distant wind through pines marking temporal shifts, rain against leaded windows during vulnerable confessions, the hushed rustle of aged paper sinking with breath during moments of revelation, all ground mythic stakes in tangible reality. Pacing mirrors the rhythm of genealogical discovery, deliberate during reflection and contextualization, then surging with urgency as hidden connections breach containment. Whether you're commuting through modern landscapes or sitting in twilight solitude, the audiobook creates a portable sanctuary where time collapses and connection feels a lifeline. It's storytelling as embodied reclamation, transforming passive listening into active participation in a journey where healing isn't about fixing the past, but about letting it speak through you. Ultimately, the Blackthorn Women redefines generational fiction by centering female epistemology within historical frameworks. It satisfies genre cravings for intricate plotting and emotional payoff, while delivering substantive commentary on patriarchal archives, intergenerational trauma, and the radical act of trusting women's stories when institutions have failed them. No prior series knowledge is needed. It stands confidently as a complete emotional odyssey. If you've ever wondered whether some wounds belong to you alone or to the line that bore you, or if true belonging requires embracing the uncomfortable, this audiobook will affirm that sometimes the most sacred act is listening to the women they told you to forget. Press play, open the attic door, and prepare to believe that even in lineages shaped by silence, voices still find ways to return. Your next favorite saga isn't waiting in clean resolutions. It's waiting in the brave, trembling choice to carry the truth forward.